Today is August 6th, 2025, and today we're going to talk about money destroyers. Now, you guys can probably guess which stock is going to be mentioned in this video just based off of that topic. But first of all, today I am basically break even on my brokerage account, and then over in my Roth IRA, it is down pretty bad, over 8% today. And if we take a quick look at my transaction history, I did buy a little bit more honest, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I am not sure yet. And then I did buy some more MAA. And taking a look at my performances on the day, Robinhood was red earlier, but now slowly getting back to break even. But if you guys haven't noticed already, Honest did report earnings basically just now. Their earnings call is probably still going on. Oh, and REPX also announced earnings today, and it looks like that stock is going to be down 1.4%. But usually that stock doesn't really move after hours just because of how illiquid it is. It is a very small company, but we're not talking about REPX right now. We're going to be talking about Honest. And I want to say as soon as they announced earnings, the stock did go down. Well, it's going down even more now, but it was down almost 15%, I want to say, and then it started coming back up a little bit, but now it looks like it's going to be down over 9%. Yeah, so basically pretty unfortunate because I did buy a lot of it going into earnings, and it is a company that I really like, and this stock basically hasn't moved at all. If you guys take a look at the chart year to date, I mean, it's basically it's just been stagnant ever since April. And if you look at the year over year chart, it's only up 21%, but basically, other than these brief spikes here and there, has not really done anything. So it is pretty unfortunate. It's a stock that I really like and a company that I really like. So hopefully, we bounce back from here. But speaking of disappointments, AMD also announced earnings and their stock went down pretty bad. Even though I don't have AMD in my main brokerage account, I do have a leveraged ETF in my Roth IRA. I am up pretty nicely on it, but I was up even more earlier. So, I mean, it was over $13 a share. And I did sell a very tiny covered call on it. I only made like $5 on it. It is what it is. But yeah, it is pretty unfortunate to see my Roth IRA go from over $1,800 to now basically $1,600. And it is kind of funny how in the previous video I talked about my win rate in terms of trading AMD and whether or not it'll go up if I actually buy it before earnings. So maybe it did go down because I did not buy AMD stock before earnings. But the good news is I am still up on my AMDL position in my Roth IRA, so it's not too much of a big deal. But another stock that I forgot, or not a stock, but another option contract I forgot to talk about in I want to say 2 videos ago. It was actually back when Robinhood dipped under $100 briefly, and this contract was actually at $650 for a moment. So that's that's over $350 gain that I could have cashed out of. But I decided to just hold it because it was my only covered call, and now it's right back to $1,000 basically. And even though it doesn't really matter, I just wanted to mention it to rub some more salt on my wound, I guess. If you guys couldn't tell already, this video is going to be pretty depressing because not only am I talking about advanced money destroyers, but I'm also going to be talking about some regrets that I have in my brokerage account throughout the years. But before we get into that, we can briefly go over some earnings that recently just got announced. I assume DraftKings earnings were good because they are up over 4% right now. Honest, we already went over that. ELF is down 3%. Not sure what they said on their earnings. And of course, AMD we already went over, but Shopify. Every time I think about buying Shopify, I don't, and it just goes up. I do have a few shares of Shopify in separate accounts, but I really wish I had Shopify as a big position in this main brokerage account, in my Robinhood account, right? And I want to say it was Q4 of 2024 when Shopify was under $100 a share. I was looking at it going into one of their earnings, and then it was one of the earnings where it popped more than 20%. So it was like under 100, and then it was like 120, I want to say. And it's just every time I look at this stock, I contemplate buying it, it just ends up going up. And it just sucks to see a stock that you currently hold and like a lot, like Honest, but it ends up going down, while you see another stock that you could have owned a long time ago go up a lot. But it is what it is. If we take a look at some clothing stocks, though, they are doing pretty good today. Kohl's is up 1.5%. American Eagle up 6.5%. I want to say it was up over 7% earlier today. Levi's basically 2%. VFC, which is Vans, 1.6%. Nike, 1.6%. Burberry's the only one that's down over 1%. And it really does seem like my thesis is slowly playing out, which is a short squeeze in a lot of clothing stocks. Kohl's, I want to say, is the one that has the highest short interest, and I think Kohl's has the highest potential of a short squeeze. But American Eagle is the one that's getting all the headlines right now, so that is another potential one. And of course, Levi's and all these other retail stocks are just going to follow along with it. Now, unfortunately, that was all the good news I had. Now we're going to be talking about the biggest regrets I have in life. And I actually did go ahead and order this list in terms of how bad I feel whenever I see the stock price of these stocks. And number one easily is Shopify, even though Shopify is not the biggest performer. Well, today it was the biggest performer. I'm talking like in terms of overall percentage gain. Shopify is not even close. I want to say Carvana is actually number one in terms of percentage gain. But the reason why I say Carvana, or not Carvana, but Shopify is my number one biggest regret of not owning, is because it's just overall a great business. I mean, think about everything that they're doing with e-commerce, payments, transactions, etc., and just how consistent that company is, putting up good numbers, constantly going up after earnings. They haven't gone up on every earnings, but it does seem like it's one of those consistent stocks. And it seems like one of those stocks that could be a pillar in somebody's portfolio. But right after that is easily Sprouts Farmers Market. I mean, this is a grocery store, but I remember back when this stock was $25 a share. Yeah, like I was looking at it 2022, 2023, this stock was under $30, and now it's over $150. And that wasn't even the top. I mean, the top was $180. If the chart that Robinhood is showing me is correct, of course. But yeah, I mean, I could have bought this stock at $25 a share, and right now it's $150. So I do feel a little bit bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's I've only been to Sprouts once, I want to say, or maybe twice. I don't remember, but you know, it's a very good grocery store. It kind of falls into that healthy trend. But yeah, I have no idea why the stock keeps going up and why it's up so much when it's just a grocery store. But yes, I do regret not owning it. And obviously Carvana has to be on this list. Like, I remember looking at this stock literally when it was $3 a share. I mean, Robinhood is showing $4 a share, but I literally remember this stock dipping under $4 a share, and I didn't buy it. And now the stock is at $355 a share, which is a 100x. Literally, you could have bought this stock for $3 a share, and now you'd be sitting at $355, which is a 100x. That is incredible. So obviously, I regret not buying Carvana. And Microsoft and Meta, I've already covered in a previous video. Same with Roblox and Reddit a little bit. Definitely, I regret not owning these. I mean, Microsoft and Meta, they popped basically, 10% on earnings. You know, that was an easy trade on earnings for anybody that did play it. And then, of course, you have Roblox and Reddit. I mean, I remember when Reddit IPO'd at $34 a share, and now it's sitting at $212. And for Roblox, I remember looking at Roblox when it was literally $25 a share, and now it's $134. I mean, all the signs were there. Everywhere I went, I would see people either buying Robux cards, I think that's how you say it, Robux, or I would hear parents talk about having to buy all these Robux cards for their kids, and this whole Roblox craze. I mean, I used to play it back when I was a kid, just a little bit. And I mean, I guess it was fun, but it didn't seem like a stock that I just needed to own, but I guess, it would have been a good investment. So yes, I do regret not buying that one. And of course, Generac and Altria, I've already went over in a previous video. But yeah, kind of a depressing video today. Just talking about advanced money destroyers and biggest regrets in life, but I'm sure we'll bounce back from here.